Hey there everyone, welcome back to Gamevine, and my name is Dave, and today we're going to be reviewing a game that originates from Japan and is published by Z-Man Games, called Magical Athlete. Now, you're going to be hard pressed to find another game that is as kooky and or zany as this game. And essentially what this game boils down to be is another roll and move type game. You are basically taking your characters and rolling a dice and racing them to try to be the first one across the finish line. Now, I've been past roll and move games for a while. These games are normally reserved for kids games or your monopolies, if you will. But the caveat is special powers, and this game has them in spades. And it has the cute Japanese chibi art. Z-Man decided to keep that. So Japan really did something different with this roll and move game. So without further ado, let's get into Magical Athlete and let me show you the components and go through the rolls. Here we go. Okay everyone, so as a disclaimer, this component portion is going to be kind of rough. Magical Athlete's biggest downfall is its components itself. So let's just get into it. The first components I'm going to show you here, this is the bidding coins and the scoring tokens as well. It's just decent cardboard. I don't have a problem with that, though they could be upgraded. The next thing that we have here are the tiles for the 25 characters in the game, along with the cards that associate with them with their special powers. The back has the Magical Athlete's picture on there. So those are the better components. Now let's get into the problematic components. First of all, it just comes with a white dice here. Get rid of that, go get yourself a nice fancy dice. I made it rainbow because Magical Athlete, right? The next part here is the board. It's very monochromatic on one side here and kind of on the other side too, just two colors. Very blah. They could have did something with this back one here, just having some of the characters kind of protrude. Just some art that would have really made this board a little better. The other thing I want to say, this is a huge faux pas for me. These inserts, when I took the characters out, half the art on the actual insert is on the throwaway portion. I hate that. I kept them because I'm gonna get rid of them, but I kept them for this reason. I just want to show people, please, publishers, stop doing this with your games. Give me all the art, because it just pains me to throw it away. Now it's not the biggest like deal breaker, though. It's something. If you're gonna make the art, don't throw it away. Okay, so now the last thing I have for you are the standees. So let's put them right here. These standees do not hold these characters at all. So people tend to grab them like this. Look at that. It's right out. So you have to grab them by the stand part, and even then it just kind of falls out. I tried to correct one actually, and well, my wife did, and she snapped it. I glued it back since, but I mean, the components in this game really kills the score on the end of the video, and you'll see that. Though the silver lining is the rulebook is really nicely written, and the facts are on here, so they really did research. So when all the powers kind of collide with each other, you have a reference sheet to actually go over too. So I give them props for that, though the components could really use a once over or a makeover. So that was what comes in the box of Magical Athlete. Now let me show you how to play the game. Okay, so the first thing you do in Magical Athlete is essentially draft your characters. Now you might get 4 characters in a 4-player game, or 5 characters in a 5-player game, because there are 4 races in a 4-player and 5 in a 5-player game. So you will draft until you get up to that certain amount depending on the players. So what you do, the first player will flip over one of these cards and put a character out here, and they let's say we're playing 5 players. They have 8 to start off with. Now they can choose to spend 4 of their 8. No, that's not 8. On this character here, or pass, and the next player will do the same thing. And that's what you do this first round of the game. Is you continue to do that, moving these down like so, and buying a character if you like it. Now, some of the stronger characters are going to get bought up down here, but some people you might bleed them dry and hope that they become free. Now the only caveat you have here is if the board is full, you can't pass. You have to at least take the free one down here. So that is the drafting. You'll get either 4 or 5 depending on the number of players, and then you go to the second half of the game, and that's basically the end half of the game, and you start to race with the characters that you've actually gathered. So let me show you that now. Okay, so now that we've done the auction part, you get rid of any excess cash, and these now represent victory points. Now what you're trying to do is get the most victory points to win the game, and you do so by being the first one across. First place wins points and second place wins points, and that is depending on what race it is. In a 5-player game you'll race 5, and the first 2 races you'll get less points than you would the back 2 races. So the former races aren't as advantageous as the latter races are. So you want to try to strategically play your stronger players till the end, but most people know you're going to do that. So how does the racing portion actually work, you might ask? What you'll do is take one of your characters and place it face down. I've done so already. And then at the same time, everyone will flip their characters, and they will take their characters that they gathered. I'm just going to take a few that I have here and put them in their standees and start to race. So they'll put them in the start here, and you're off. So the first player rolls, and that is the person that bought the last card, the person to the left of that person. So after that, it's always the player to the left of the winner of the last race. They will take the dice and just simply roll it and add any effects any of the powers actually do. Now that's where the game kind of spices up. You can choose just to roll the 4 and move it like that, and look at it just move out of the stand. It's terrible. Or you can do like the Amazon's power here is instead of rolling, you just advance 5. So she can try to get the 6, but why not take the guaranteed 5? And that is basically how the race goes, and how people try to win. You'll keep going until you race all the way to the goal. The first player, of course, let's say it's the first race, gets 3 points, and the second place winner gets 1 point. And you continue to do all those races, and the person with the most points at the end of the game wins. So that is basically how Magical Athlete plays. I think the charm is in the powers and the art and the style of the game. Let me go over a few of the cards for you. So you might say some cards are overpowered, like I showed you the Amazon, but there's always kind of a balancing act with these characters as well, because last game I played, the person had the Philosopher, and he does this action. When a character uses a special ability, you cancel its effect of that ability. The character gets to move 1 space as compensation, basically wiping the Amazon power completely out and reducing her just to rolling. And that's what I did, because why move 1 every time? Now the Philosopher isn't crazy overpowered to some characters because they don't have special abilities. They'll just move accordingly to whatever they have, but to the Amazon it really crushes it. So you have cards that can balance the stronger cards out. The martial artists here, you don't need to count spaces that are occupied by characters, so you basically are flipping over them. Very thematic. Instead of your turn, you can exchange places with another character with the merchant here. And I'll go over one more, the Witch. When you are overtaken by another character, you can cast a spell on him and rest, and put him in rest mode, so he basically loses his next turn, and she moves back 1. The other thing I want to point out, that you can barely see it, there's a little dot here. The colors of the dot mean the sex of the player. This is a female, of course, being pink, and the males are blue, and that is important especially for Cupid here, because he moves up 1 every time a female and a male shares space. So those are the cards. Now you would think with the component portion I would not like this game at all, especially it being a roll and move game. Well, let me tell you what I actually think. What do I think about Magical Athlete? Well, as we always do here on Gamevine, we're going to give the game a percentage or a grade, a score. So what did I give Magical Athlete? I gave it a 86%. Wow, that is a high score for a game that has shoddy components. Am I right? And I'm surprised too. I scored the components crazy low, but this game just came out to be one of those fun-inducing games. This game is great for gateway gamers. It's great for like a beginning of the night game or an end of the night game, or a game for people who aren't into like designer games like the gateway gamers that play just Monopoly, because it's easy to grasp and it's just a roll and move game. They really did something charming with the art and how they interact with each other, the characters, because you've seen some of the powers and they range big time. Can kind of let one of the players run away with a race, or just kind of do a backstabbery move or keep that player from going. Now, I wouldn't say you have to be skilled in this game. It's really just boils down to the draft and if you're able to get a good character. Because the good characters are going to be bought, and that's going to drain the person's reserves. And they're probably only going to get a few of those characters, and they're not going to have like this dream team. But it does take a lot of luck. But the fun is really trying to maneuver those powers well. My friend in my game group, he introduced us to this game actually, and he always says it. He's never won this game. He might have won it once or twice, but normally he loses this game, and we try to talk him in to playing this game all the time. And most of the time we're able to get him to play it, but he is reluctant because he loses most of the time. The luck is just not on his side for Maxwell Athlete, though it is in other games. But that is kind of a badge for this game, because even though he almost loses every time, he's still willing to play this game and give it a shot because of the kooky, silly play that happens. It's just fun. And I gave this game an 86, which I really like this game and highly recommend it. Again, it's out of print, so let Z-Man know that you want this game reprinted with better components, so you can go out there and get this for your gaming friend or for yourself, the people who like simple type games and just want to have fun and turn their brain off. That is this game in a nutshell, with great art and kooky fun. So, and thank you so much everyone for watching this review today on GameVine. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry the game is out of print right now, but let's bring it back in print. Let Z-Man know. And until the next time that I see you, have a great rest of your day and a great time with all that you play. You heard it here on the GameVine. I'm out.